Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to ask for you guys' help. At the end of this, I think you'll understand why. I also want to do a quick call out for Evo and Bug from my Discord server. They were talking about this a bunch and did a lot of the testing before I did it, and I'm going to show you. So thank you to you two for that and for the great discussion in my Discord this morning. So the purpose of this is twofold. One, it's to show how Dexter Loomis is working, or rather not working. And two, to also give you guys a better understanding of how the multiply coaches work and who might be better with the current situation. I am also going to start a forum post and link this video in the forum post. I will have a link to the forum discussion in the description of this video. If you guys would please go and comment constructively about the situation, that would be very helpful. So the first goal is you guys to understand this better. The second goal is to hopefully get Dexter fixed, which I'll talk about more when we use him. But basically the overview, and I'm going to show all of this so you can see, is that Matt is doing more damage than everybody. Matt does the most. Goldberg, which is flat yellow, second most. Dexter's 45% multiply gem damage is exactly the same as Showboat Cena, who is 45% yellow damage. So that means that Dexter does not work on multiply gem damage. He works on the base yellow gem damage. So he's actually not a multiply trainer. He is, in the sense that that's the only way he'll work, but he isn't working the way he should. He's working on the gem underneath the multiply, and that hasn't always been the case. You would expect him at 45% at 4.5 times to be at a 4.5 times multiply gem to be the same as Matt. So you'd expect Matt to hit a little harder on a 4 times multiply, Dexter to hit a little harder on a 5 times multiply. That's not the way it works. That's the way it was working for a while. We've had issues with this in the past. Demon Balor worked, and then he didn't work, and then I quit even looking with him when he quit working. But the goal here is to hopefully get Dexter to work right. And it's my suspicion, although I don't understand how the formulas work, is that the multiply modifier is being loaded first instead of last. So, like in the order of operations, my guess is this is being loaded first and it's just applying straight to the yellow gems, so it never gets a chance to actually apply to the multiply gems. So I'm going to walk you through all of these. We have a 2 times multiply, a flat yellow, a 45% multiply, a 45% yellow, and a times one multiply. So we're going to take Macho. Strap doesn't matter. None of that matters. We're just running this, and I'm using Macho because he's the fastest to get through this. And we're not going to have any additional coaches, trainers, anything on. And I will show you guys this, and that way Scopely will also have all of this information in the post on the forum. As always, forum is the best place to bring about change, which is why I also am going to be using it. So that is the place for things like this. So I'll just walk you through this and show you real quick what I'm talking about. Also keep in mind, this is scaling off of his base yellow gem damage, which is 22,923. The higher the gem damage goes, base, the better Dexter becomes and the worse Matt becomes. What that also means is the lower it goes, the better Matt becomes and the worse Dexter becomes. So if this is this way on times 7 multiply base at 6-star silver, Dexter's going to be extremely bad at 6-star bronze and lower. So basically, there's not very many situations where you're ever going to use him. Alright, so we're going to put our multis out. And here's your comparison with Matt. 461,277, just like the picture. None of the rest of this matters. This is simply to show you guys how the multiply gem trainers are working, and also hopefully to show Scopely that Dexter is not working. He's working the same as a percentage gem trainer. So 2 birds with 1 stone. you guys can understand better that your best option is almost always going to be matte, and your second best option is almost always going to be your specific flat gem color trainer for multiply builds. All right, speaking of, Goldberg's time to shine. And just to show you guys the base number is accurate too, because I didn't show that. There's Macho's 22923. All right, so flat, yellow, 12K trainer. Not quite as good as matte, but pretty close, 442K per. Okay, next up, we're gonna get to Dexter. So especially for those of you without matte, Dexter was massive, right? Like, he basically is a wash on most cards, maybe a little worse in a few rare cases, and then better in most cases nowadays because the multiplies are higher. This is also going to affect Shotzi. Very, very similar actually to what you're seeing. So ideally, we could get this working right. There's a ton of cards in the game. This is a... Oops. I'm supposed to show Dexter's damage. 430,976. Talking and I messed it up. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. We'll be okay. I promise. So you can see I am indeed telling the truth with my picture. 430,976. And now it's Cena's turn. But yeah, I think this is very important, right? I feel like the point of Dexter is to have him magnify multiply gems, not be a pseudo gem percentage trainer. So I feel like he should be applied after the fact to the actual multiply gems. And I my guess would be it's just a simple back end equation fix, and having him go last in the stack. But I don't know that that's accurate either. But there's no reason a 45% multiply gem trainer should hit significantly weaker than 2 extra multiply gems, right? It just shouldn't be that way. That doesn't make sense. And it also basically makes him worthless, because why would you not rather have the extra MP with Cena? You know what I mean? There's just really no reason to use him when you could have extra MP. 430,976, exactly the same. So it's clearly calculating the gem damage underneath. Which is not what we want. We want it to calculate multiply gem damage, so that this... It's kind of funny because Matt is like such an old trainer at this point, and he simply is still the best multiply gem trainer simply because of the way these calculations work, and I have to believe that's not intended. And last but not least, I'll show you guys how the half mats, the ×1s work. So we'll toss Braun on here, and we'll just, you know, humble brag that when we put my Braun on here, it is indeed my Braun. So he's ×1 multiply and 2 yellow MP to start. I'm sure some of you remember either on stream and then some of the videos early on where I talked about Dexter and showed, I know I showed on stream, there it is, the 410-02024, and that's the big reason why I took him 6-star, because after multiply gems are strength 5 and up, he's better than Matt. As of right now, that's not the case, and I know that has affected a lot of people's rosters, so and let me know what you think in this video, if it made sense, also if it's helpful, because as of right now, how you're going to want to run all of your multiply gem guys is with flats or matte. Also, same thing applies at coaches. Miz is horrible because he's 15% to the base. Flat is better than even Mherex if it's one specific color, because he's a half. So this also works to extrapolate this out if you have flat coaches. So if you have flat gem damage coaches on a specific color, Mherex would essentially be the same at 410 compared to Goldberg, the flat. So to recap, Matt is 99.9% of the time going to be your better trainer for multiply gems in the game at all times right now. Flats is going to be your second best option. Dexter, really, there's almost never a point where it's going to make sense to use him. And then, furthermore, at coaches, flat will always be better than Mherex. Always right now, because it's significantly better than this. And that is also based on flat, so I don't anticipate that changing at all. So hopefully you find this video helpful. I will, like I said, I'm going to go, well, this is uploading to YouTube, post on the forum, hopefully, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Dexter's not broken. Maybe this is how they want him to work. But he didn't always work this way, and to me it's broken and it doesn't make sense. He should work on the multiplies. So when I post I'll post the link in the description of the video for the forum chat. Don't be rude, don't be mean, just go to the forum, be like, hey, we also, you know, if you think this way, we also think Dexter's broken, would really like him to be the multiply trainer we expected, like the upgraded Matt version, essentially, that we've all kind of waited for since Matt's so old. Anyway, also let me know if this video is helpful, not just for trying to get this changed, but also for you setting up your rosters. The idea was that this would kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so I'm very curious to hear you guys' opinion. Yeah, I've talked enough. So remember to like, subscribe, and share, as that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and good luck out there. Oh my gosh, that was so much talking and so many numbers. My head hurts.